on the computer. Okay, I think we are ready to roll. So, oops, what am I doing? Hold on a second. Of course, this is acting crazy right now. Why does that have to be happening? Hold on, bear with me. Oh my goodness. Why is this happening? I'm trying to open a screen here. Okay. Okay. All right. So sorry about that, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Kristen Peterson, and I just want to welcome everybody to our Shred into 2020 event. And I am here with my friends Lindsay, Alicia, and Teal, and we are so excited to share some life-changing information with you guys. And this is really just, it's a simple, easy to follow, affordable, clean eating program, and it's changing the health picture for people all around the globe. First, I just want to introduce myself. Again, my name is Kristen Peterson, and I am a certified holistic health coach, and I'm a wife and mom. And I am fully aware of the fact that in December, as a health coach, nobody's really focusing too much on their clean eating plan or focusing too much on, tackling any major health goals. But we know that in January, most people want to do something to get back on track or to clean things up or to maybe finally tackle a big health challenge or a goal. And we want to share with you how our Shred 10 program can fit into that plan for you. So again, like I said, the program is called Shred 10, and it's basically a lifestyle program with 10 days of every month where we focus on learning how and what it means to eat clean. And we're focusing on making some small changes that become habits, and those habits are really what change the bigger picture of your health. So you might be saying, I don't need to do this, or I already eat clean enough. Maybe this isn't for me. But I just want to share with you, why are some compelling reasons that you would want to look into doing something like this, either starting right now to get a leg up or starting at the beginning of the year. So the truth is that we really are a very unhealthy nation. We know that in America, we are kind of leading the way with some really unhealthy health patterns. And as soon as my slideshow starts here, we have an issue with disease in this country, and diseases are on the rise. Things like heart disease and cancer and type 2 diabetes and obesity, especially obesity in children. And we are combine that with the fact that we live in a very toxic world. And it's hard to avoid this because this is just how we live. This is just where we live and the way that we live. And those toxins that we are around are increasing. We know that things like our water is becoming more and more polluted, and we are spraying our food supply with pesticides and chemicals. Most Americans are either taking a prescription medication or over-the-counter medications. And it's all this big vicious cycle that keeps going round and round, and we're exposed to those toxins every single day. So even if you think, we're going to talk for a minute about the food supply, that alone, just being around the toxins alone is enough of a reason why, even if you think that you're a really clean eater, why, just being exposed to toxins in our environment is a compelling enough reason why you would want to do something for your health every day to help, shed those toxins out of it and live a life with optimum health. So combine the environmental toxins with the fact that our food quality is decreasing and 90% of the food that we eat is processed. That's a really big statement. When processed foods are just less nutritious, and they're loaded with lots of things that our bodies don't need, which also just contributes to our toxic load. I often think of my grandfather, my great-grandfather, actually, when I hear this statement that 80% of the foods at grocery stores didn't exist 100 years ago. And I would often wonder what he would think if he were to walk through a grocery store nowadays and just see some of these things that just, I think about my great-grandfather where they just ate food that they grew, And the fact that you have to, broccoli has lost 80% of its nutritional value. That means you have to eat 80% more broccoli to get the same amount of nutrition as your ancestors or grandparents had to. And that's a lot of broccoli. That's a lot of chewing. So all of this adds to and contributes to these diseases that we're struggling with as a nation. And so what happens is our body develops and stores all of these toxins, but our body's supposed to do that because it's protecting our vital organs from the toxins. So our bodies are very, very smart, and our bodies are doing this to just really to help us. But what happens is that we're holding on to these toxins, and when we try to get rid of them in a way where we're not doing it correctly, and we're not doing that with the assistance of whole food nutrition. Like, let's say I hear lots of things about fad diets out there, even, supplements and things that are stimulating and forcing weight loss. So what happens when we're trying to shed those toxins out of our bodies in a way that's not supporting us with whole food nutrition is that we do lose the fat. Like, I hear and see people that are doing a lot of fad diets that are raving over how much weight they're losing, but what they're not seeing or feeling is that the toxins are still in there. So you might be skinny, but you're still toxic. And then what happens is that we have a rebound effect. And what happens then is that that fat is going to come back into our bodies again, because it's supposed to. Our bodies are smart, and it's just trying to protect our vital organs. And when we look at it, the way that we do this through our SHRED program is that our bodies, when we do this with the support of whole food nutrition, and really that comes from flooding our bodies with plants and plant nutrients, what happens is that we lose that fat, but we also lose the toxins, and then we don't have a rebound effect. So we have less fat and more lean muscle and just better overall health. So I always tell people that, this program is not necessarily something that we promote as a weight loss program, but weight loss happens as a side effect of gaining health. So it's not about being skinny. It's really just about gaining health. And that's what we teach in our SHRED 10 program. So this is really a lifestyle program, and just once a month for 10 days every month, we focus on, like I said, creating those small changes, and Lindsay's going to give us some detail on those things that we focus on, but we're focusing on making changes that become habits. And when you join this program with us, we have so many amazing resources that come along with this. So again, it's just 10 days every month. You don't have to commit to doing it every single month. You can choose to do it one month and choose to skip it the following month. But the program and the community are here for you to jump back into it any time that you want to jump back in. We have amazing group support. We've got lots of health coaches and fitness professionals and wellness educators that are part of our community. We have a great Facebook group page with lots of education and lots of free, e-resources like these, the guidebooks and the SHRED guides and recipes, and just the recipe books that we have in there are just amazing. Oops, and I'm going to stop my screen share real quick. So before I turn this over to Lindsay, I just wanted to just share with you guys some of the results that people notice when they have done this program. Things like better energy and just quicker recovery from workouts, just a better overall sense of feeling like well-being. People notice that their skin and their hair and their nails look better, growing faster and thicker, more hydrated skin, and reduction in bloating. And one of my favorite side effects is the quality of sleep from doing the SHRED. And as far as the weight loss thing goes, I will just give a testament to the fact that this program worked for my husband really well. And he really got serious about doing this program last year. I think it was last year, at the beginning of the year. And he has he's lost 30 pounds and he has largely maintained that. And anytime he gains a few pounds back, he knows what to do to jump back in and, set the record straight. And this program and the community is here to continue to support him through that. So I am going to turn this over to Lindsay right now, who's going to share the nuts and bolts with you guys and give you more of the nitty gritty. So take it away, Lindsay.
Great. Thank you, Kristen. I'm going to go ahead and try my screen share now. Let's see if I can pull that up and share. Here we go. So like Kristen said, I am going to talk about the nuts and bolts, and a lot of the healthy lifestyle comes from us. Let's see if I can do this presentation style there. Comes from us actually committing to these guidelines. And the guidelines are there to really help us to stay strong during the 10 days and prioritize our health, which I love, that it really does become a lifestyle for us through this. So phase one, the guidelines are going to be that we're adding more plant foods and Juice Plus capsules, and I'll get into that a little bit more in detail in a minute. And as Kristen said, we're flooding our body with plant nutrition, which combats oxidation, and it's the only thing in our food source that does combat oxidation is plants and vegetables and seeds and nuts and all those things. So we're also going to be doing 2 complete shakes daily and drinking a ton of water, because whenever we want to flush out toxins, we need water to do that. And obviously every cell in our body is made up of water. So it's really crucial to be drinking tons of water during the shred. And then we really do like to focus on meditating, and I call it like meditating breaths, because we actually don't inhale and exhale our oxygen deeply enough and the carbon dioxide. So that's something we really do focus on throughout the day, is trying to focus our breath and do a lot more meditation and relaxation. And we actually have awesome posts that help to remind you to do that during the shred. And then we focus on getting enough sleep. 7 to 8 hours is what's recommended, and more if you, some people are up to 9 hours even. And then exercise. I like to exercise daily by taking a walk, even if I'm just not going to do a major exercise, but we say exercise most days. And then we're focusing on the things that we're trying to take out, so that have added to our toxins, like caffeine and alcohol. And then one of the ones I love is this eating after 6 p.m. And you see there's an asterisk, because it is a little flexible for people that are pregnant, nursing moms, elite athletes, those kind, and maybe people that are on a different shift for work. But really the idea of this follows the intermittent fasting, which is a big craze right now. And I found it to be the best guideline that's actually changed my life through this program. I never anticipated the amazing benefits that would come from that. But like Kristen said, we sleep so much better when we're actually resting our gut throughout the night into the next morning. And we do, instead of being intermittent fasting, hard nose time wise, it's more based on our circadian rhythms. So when we go to sleep, when the sun comes down, basically, our bodies begin to rest. And that's what we're doing, is following that circadian rhythm, which is really neat. And then when we wake and the sun comes up, that's when we start to eat again. So really just giving our body that reset time. And then would take out processed foods, which we talked about. We want to eat whole food, which means nothing that's been altered from its original state. And then gluten and dairy and artificial and refined sugars. So those are all pretty straightforward things that we know are toxic to us, like Kristen talked about. And what is Juice Plus? So the capsules we usually use in the shred is the red, green, and purple, which is the fruit, greens, and the berry blend. And on this slide, you'll also see the omegas, which you can use during the shred, which I do. And I think a lot of people love our omegas, but it's not required for the shred. It's just the red, green, and the berry. And really, it's basically vine ripened nutrition from over 30 fruits and vegetables into our diet daily. So along with the good foods that you're going to eat that are not processed, we also are flooding our bodies with this whole plant whole food nutrition, which is amazing. So they're harvested at the peak of their ripeness, so the nutrition is still intact, and then they actually take all of the parts of the fruit and vegetables, which you probably have heard there's more nutrition in the orange peel than in the orange itself. So we're actually taking all the parts, the seeds, the leaves, and they juice it and low temp dehydrate and dry it into powders. So it maintains that nutrition in the capsule. So the plant powders are encapsulated, and we also have chewable forms for kids or people that don't take capsules well. And then the omega blend, which I said, we actually bypass the fish and it's all plant-based, which is new technology that we're pretty much the ones cornering the market of use of berries and seeds. Algae is in a lot of the vegan omegas, but the berries and seeds offer the 5s and the 7s, which you don't see. You usually see 3, 6, and 9. So that's just a cool thing that our company has really pushed to get out on the market. And then the shakes are amazing and they taste phenomenal. I've actually seen a lot of benefits with my whole family on the shakes. They're vegan, non-GMO, gluten and dairy free. You get a ton of protein, and it's actually high quality protein from plants. And then 8 grams of fiber, which keeps it low glycemic, which is amazing. So you'll see on the slide here, there's broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, chickpea powder, millet, quinoa, amaranth, pea protein, rice protein, and water wash soy. And when I saw all of those things listed, like the chickpea, millet, quinoa, I was like thinking, oh, they're gonna taste horrible, but they're so yummy. I can't even tell you. I actually haven't heard of anyone that said I didn't like the flavor. So it's a great product. So we do use 2 of those shakes a day in our program, and those shakes really add to the flushing of and flooding our bodies with plant materials and helping detoxify. And then just quickly, Juice Plus is not a vitamin. Everyone says, oh, can I order those vitamins? It's food. It's actually food in a capsule, which is awesome. And it's certified by the highest certification you can get. And it's the most nutritionally nationally researched product in the world. Sorry. So now I'm going to introduce Alicia. I'm introducing Teal first, and she's going to share some of her story here. And let me just get out of my screen share. Awesome. And why she likes the shred. So. And can you unmute, Teal? You're still muted. There we go.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Lindsay. So I, kind of like as Kristen said, that it's easy when we think we're living a healthy lifestyle to not really need to do something like the Shred 10, because I was already gluten-free, dairy-free, stayed away from the artificial sugars and the processed foods. So I was kind of like, oh, I'm already, doing all of these things. But what really drew me to it is where it says no caffeine. And I don't drink alcohol, but the caffeine, that was like a big deal. So I was like, okay, and the sleep, I was like, okay, there's definitely some habits that I can still implement in my own life. And why not do it along with a bunch of other people as well? And so that's one of the things that I really loved is that it's for everyone. The Shred 10, there's always something that we can do or that I can do to better my health. Or if I get sidetracked, with the holidays, lack of sleep, lots of holiday parties, things like that. I already know that there's something I can do to get back in the swing of things when the new year comes around, or jump starting it right now. So the Shred 10 helped me curb my caffeine cravings. I was drinking like a venti. Well, I would have like a coffee before I left for work, and then I would get like a venti coffee from Starbucks on my way to work, and I was just like always caffeinated, and I'm like, caffeine doesn't affect me. I sleep great, all of these things. And I didn't even realize how much it really was affecting my body until I started to detox from it, which I'm not going to lie, the first couple days were a little hard, the first 3 days or so, but after a while it got easier. And so that was one of the biggest things I noticed. My sleep improved so much from that. I know it had to have something to do with the caffeine. The 2 shakes a day really helped support my adrenals too, with the resetting my adrenals and my metabolism even. I love that Lindsay mentioned too her favorite part of the Shred, which is also one of mine, it's become a daily habit, is the not eating after 6. I'm always like, oh, did I eat after 6 p.m.? Because it got me to really think about when I'm eating and what I'm eating and why I'm eating. Sometimes I would go snack in the evening. I don't really need that. And it would get my body a little bit off. So that's something that I've been able to maintain as well. And just the accountability and the support that comes with the Shred 10, it's amazing to have so many people walking through it with you. There's so much support, so many resources. I noticed my skin clear up. I used to have really bad cystic acne, and through the Juice Plus capsules my face cleared up, but through the Shred I noticed that it was even more glowing. And I even noticed that my teeth were whiter at the end of the Shred, probably from the no caffeine, but that was just a bonus. And this has worked for my family as well. So I've had both my parents, my fiance, they've all done the Shred, and they're always like, when are we going to do another Shred 10? And it's really helped knowing that it's just 10 days. Anyone could do anything for 10 days, but it becomes a lifestyle habit. And there's so many habits that can be carried on past the 10 days that really make drastic changes in our health. So I would recommend the Shred 10 for anyone and everyone.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Teal. So fun to hear just real life stories and how habits become a lifestyle. It really is amazing when you start feeling better, you just want to do it. So I love that you focused on that. So next we get to hear from Alicia, and she's going to close us out tonight.
So hello, everyone. So my Shred journey started about 2.5 years ago, I guess, when I did my first Shred with my sister-in-law. So we kind of had each other for accountability and a great support system of the Shred group. But anyway, I had already been taking Juice Plus, the fruit, the berry, and veggie capsules for about a year. And I was definitely seeing some really great changes in my health, specifically with relief from chronic migraine headaches that I had since I was 15 years old. So I felt like I was eating pretty healthy and I was exercising, but I really believe that the simple changes that come with the Shred on top of that has really helped me maintain not having the migraines for almost 3 years now. So I'm really grateful for that. And kind of maintaining a healthy weight as well. So now, because I've done it so often, like those Shred guidelines just become habit for me. And I have to say, I definitely feel truly better at 50 than I did when I was 30 years old. So definitely more energy for sure, less bloating, and absolutely way better recovery after exercise. It's almost like I'm not really even sore after, a big run or something. So it's kind of crazy what your body can do. So I would say take time for yourself this year and see how great that you could feel. We've got a great support system here, and some of you have already made the changes with Juice Plus, and then this is another thing to do. So get back with the person who invited you to this event so that they can help you get started to make these simple changes for a healthy 2020. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen in. We truly appreciate it. and hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their evening.